When you look in big organizations, I think this Connected14 concept really is owned by everybody, and it should be owned by the entire leadership team to drive it. But ultimately, there's always got to be one owner, and I think the Chief Marketing Officer is the one that's responsible for connecting the customers to the brand and the experience that they need to have.
We've got a company and a leadership team at HP that is very, very sensitive to the importance of digital. But a CMO is very important. Frankly, so too is a CTO or a CIO, so that you can blend the marketing team's ambitions for digital with the IT's capabilities to build things in digital.
In the space where we live, where our clients are consumer electronics manufacturers, wireless carriers, and retailers, the group or division of a company that would be driving this would be probably in product management, coupled with Marcom and marketing. But when you're looking at somebody like consumer packaged goods or somebody who's a pure marketing play, the champion there would absolutely be Marcom, advertising, PR.
So ownership of the Connected14 within the agency world, specifically within our organization, isn't really a problem. And the reason for that is because we have one P&L. And so $1 into any one particular group is $1 into any of the groups. So for us, we can deliver on the nature of the Connected14 through our media and planning organization. Now what's important for that is that the experience around the Connected14 isn't always about paid media, but it could be a lot larger, and arguably it is a lot larger. And that's where we're building things. That's where we're building experiences that is informed by creative. And creative really leads the way within the Connected14 because at the end of the day, it is an experience.
We're going to have pressures that are monetary, that are commercial, from the brands, because obviously, ultimately, this is all about kind of brand presence. It is all about how do you utilize this amazing opportunity that we have to establish brand kind of leadership in this new world. So there will be pressure from people with money, and money talks.
Someone needs to have ownership of a brand, of a strategy, and of an audience. Organizationally, brands need to break down those sort of traditional barriers in their organizations and really embrace a spirit of innovation.
I just read this, that back in '06, the #1 reason people would do business with a retail place was based on product quality and services provided. That is now #4, and #1 is transparency and the honesty. And I think what that tells us, and what the companies of the biggest brands really have to do, including those that we represent, is they need to sit in a room and talk about their worst and biggest fears about the products they make, the services they provide or don't provide, so they can openly address them inside and then decide how quick we're going to go about making them better. The companies that embrace that encourage it, are the ones that are way out front of everybody else.
Brands and organizations that can be nimble and flexible and embrace change tend to be more successful. It's very hard to break down those barriers inside traditional marketing organizations, but if you don't take that risk, the real risk is being on the sidelines while your consumer passes you by.
A perfect example of a retailer that's doing it right with this kind of connected environment is CompUSA. They have 40 stores now that every single thing in that store is connected to either a small screen or a TV that connects automatically to any of the information that a consumer wants to know about. You pick up a camera, it automatically shows the information on there, and it becomes a very interactive environment without you having to have a ton of sales associates standing there in the aisle, stalking people.
From a marketing perspective, we are called to recognize some of these trends, and that requires certainly more of a collaborative effort than we've had before.
So at Hewlett-Packard, we're a little bit unique in that we're not just using these devices and the platforms to kind of reach our audience. We are actually building these platforms and offering these devices ourselves, whether it's hardware, whether it's software, whether it's storage, whether it's security, whether it's what we try to do for the enterprise or for the consumer. So I think within our company, the answer is all 320,000 employees are thinking about digital because they are digital, because that's what we do.
And I think the people who can figure out how to merge the device, the content, and the relevant message are going to be the ones that win.